Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today is drawer number 9. So in this drawer, it is all fixed blades. At least I think it is. I haven't browsed through here lately, but you know, I think it's mostly fixed blades, and mostly they're on the medium to small size. So they're in an upper drawer that's about 2-3 inches deep, and this is where I keep my lighter knives and the heavier knives down below. So if you'd like to check out some of these knives in drawer number 9, as I share my entire knife collection, one drawer at a time, go ahead and check out the video. What was that about Grandma again?
Crazy Grandma?
Crazy Grandma?
Yeah,
Why'd they call her Crazy Grandma?
I don't know, really, but just from my recollections, I don't know, she did weird things. Like one time she tried to hijack an airplane. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'd say that's crazy. So
I barely remember now exactly what happened, but I know that they pulled everybody off the plane and called the police, and I'm sure they detained her for quite some time.
All right, welcome back to the fortified castle, and hi to all my viewers. Thank you so much. I've had over 1,000 views on my Atlanta Blade Show video. I don't think it was that great. I'm not a videographer. I have no training. I'm just shooting a camera, but I'm so thankful, one, that you guys liked it, and two, that you're supporting the channel by watching it. So let's move on and talk about all these knives here. So I really like this knife. It's an inexpensive knife. It's an Uncle Henry, and this was a real surprise. So these knives, in my experience, they come out of China, but they're pretty well made. I have carried this now. I have not used it. I haven't been camping since I got this knife. So that's going on a camping trip when I get a chance. But look at that bone. Just absolutely, that's genuine stag. And this thing was inexpensive. I don't remember how much, $20 range. Incredible. I think it was less than $20. This is my little cold steel. I bought this to be a caping knife. I usually have it on top of my Trailmaster, like in a companion sheath. And I took it off to do a video and haven't put it back on. So nice little knife there, little tiny. You could definitely use this as a neck knife if you wanted to. Okay, moving on. This is Bark River. I love Bark River. Some guys complain about them, but I think they're fantastic. I've owned Randalls, and I find them comparable to Randalls. And if you're not a Randall fanboy and you're open-minded, I just don't see where Randalls are that far superior. And certainly Bark River is a lot easier to get. And so this is pine cone and resin. It's absolutely gorgeous. Put a red strap on there. So I don't know why. I really don't use those straps, but I thought it looked neat. So I love the sheaths. I love the knives. I've actually gifted them to relatives, and they love them. So all right, I actually did a video, I think, on this the other day. This is just I bought it at a gun and knife show for $25. It's a custom made knife. Really nice stag on there. Genuine stag. I'd have to say that's deer horn probably on there. Really nice though. Some guy made this. I like it. Feels great in hand. Great. Nice fold over pouch on it. Really nice. I like it. This is another Bark River. I don't think I've reviewed this knife, but look, they call this snake skin micarta. And it's got greens and reds and tans in it, a little bit of black, and just absolutely fantastic. I think this is an awesome skinning knife right here. You use it as a bird and trout knife, if you wanted to. Really nice. I got it in backwards. Let's flip her over. There you go. This is an E.C. Simmons, I believe. Let me check it real quick. Yeah, this is an E.C. Simmons keen cutter. These were camp knives. So this knife was meant to take out hunting. It's not sharpened on this end and very thin blade stock. And this is the kind of knife that guys used for hunting in the past. Makes you wonder when we see those inch thick blades how we ever lived without them. But I'm sure this did just fine. It's not broken. It's been used. It's been abused. This is, I believe, an A.W. at Wadsworth. Yeah, A.W. Wadsworth and Son. And made in Czechoslovakia. So you don't see that very often. It is a little dagger design, not sharpened on top. I bought this. It had this tape on it. I think probably there's leather underneath, and I've been wanting to take this tape off and just never have yet. So many knives, so little time. Just a really cool knife that, I've got A.W. Wadsworth traditional knives, and here you have a really cool fixed blade from the same company. I think that's cool. Really, really nice knife. Cool. It's fairly old. All right, here's another little neck knife. You can see right here has the quick release neck lanyard, and I got this at Tractor Supply. What is it? A little Smith and Wesson. I like this little knife. I really do. I don't carry neck knives. I bought it just as an example for the show to have it in inventory. But it's nice. G10 scales on this, very sturdy. This is a nice little knife. If you cut boxes all day long, this would be an excellent box cutter. And just kind of handy. Kind of handy knife. What else? Ooh, this is a really nice Mula. And bought this, I don't know. I bought this a long time ago. I saw Mula, was interested in them, and I just bought this knife, and it's a nice knife. Is it the quality of a buck knife? Wow. I don't know. I don't know what lies underneath this handle. These knives have a pretty good reputation. I've not seen a lot of negative views on them, but I don't beat the crap out of my knives anyhow, so I think it would work just fine for me and anybody who just wants a good camp knife. Definitely pretty knife. Definitely. Nice knife. This is a vintage knife. It came in this. This is not the original sheath. It's Joseph Allen. Dates 1890 to probably 1910. Genuine bone. Hand forged. You can tell by how it narrows. That's a good indicator that it's hand forged and made in Sheffield, England. This knife has been used and abused. And when I got this knife, you can still see a little bit of it right there. But when I got it, all of these grooves had glucose hardened in them. And if you don't know what that is, that's the guts of animals. And I had to take a little pick and clean all of that out of these grooves. And there's still a little bit left in there. But yeah, I had to clean this knife up. The guy apparently never cleaned it up from the last time he used it. This is a little Boker. Pretty knife. Sheath's kind of funky. It's okay, okay sheath. Nice little ranch style knife. Just a little skinner there. I like it. Um, Feels good. Have not used it. You get some beautiful, what do I call this wood? Uh, oh, it'll come to me. 440A steel and Boker. Very inexpensive. If you're looking just for an inexpensive little camp knife, these would be just fine, I'm sure. All right, I just did a review on this knife too. It is a Sabota import firm in California imported these German knives, not from any manufacturer that you could identify, but this is genuine stag, and look at that stag. Wow, it is awesome. This is a little loose. It's because the stag has shrunk a little. Um, I'm not going to mess with it. Vintage knife, big knife, pretty nice, 8-inch blade. And this is not the sheath. It didn't come with the sheath. That's a little Baron Son. I've got that up on display now, so that's why that was there. These are just carvers. I collect all kinds of knives. I love stag. This is an example of an old stag. And look at the work on the collar here. Just fantastic. That's the model number. And if you look over here, you see the Victoria Regina, Joseph Rogers and Sons, Cutlers to His Majesty. Nice little carbon knife right there. Let's see. So this couldn't be any later than 1910 because it's Queen Victoria and her reign ended in 1910. This is a Imperial little kit. These kits ran, I think, I want to say $1.75 for the knife, both knives and the sheath. Really cool kit. Really thinking deep here. You have this. Your camp knife has a bail, and you have a little hook here going through the bail to keep it from coming out. And these, you know, really inexpensive, cheap knives, but they've held up. Again, look how thin the stock is on these, the width of it, and these things did just fine. They didn't need inch thick blades, and that's at a time when steel wasn't as good as it is now. Here's a little cold steel. I love this knife. I have carried this a lot. When I was trucking, I used to put it on my belt. See right there. It's just 8CR, but it does a fantastic job. Razor sharp. It's called the mini tack. There's 3 different blade geometries you can get with this knife, and they're very inexpensive. Great little EDC blade if you were looking for a cool blade. Thermo plastic sheath. I put this on here, so I'd carry it scout carry when I carry it on my belt. Here's my Ka-Bar. I had a very old Ka-Bar. Finally, just wore it out and threw it away, and I bought another one. So this one's brand new, but it's nostalgic for me. I was issued a Ka-Bar in the Marine Corps, and so I like having one around. Whoop. All right, so you can see a few weird things in here, and that's what I was telling you. I didn't really know what I had in here, but I got some of these forks too. Some of them actually went with a carver. This is a George Westingham, I believe, carver right here, and that's just silver collar right there. Really intricate and cool. Beautiful old stag on this thing. sterling silver cap on it. And the way this works is it pops out like that, and you would set it down so you didn't get your fork on the table, because tables were pretty nasty back in the day, and they were pretty dirty, and so people wanted to try to keep their stuff off the table. A little interesting tidbit there. Here's another one. Um, Hold on. Okay, I believe this is an American um, carving fork. Same type of apparatus showed you before. The collar's sterling silver, but a lot simpler. As you look at the collar, the work is just not as good as the Westinghouse work on this fork. But you know, it's had some wicked nice stag on it, which the color's mostly gone. The end cap is gone. But they're really cool. And what else we got? This is another, I think this is a Harrington and Richardson that's sharpened on both sides. These were typical hunting style knives used back in the day. The embossing on here, the etching is gone through time. This was really corroded. I had to clean it up quite a bit. Pretty cool little knife. This is a steak knife I found at an antique dealer, and it is a cattaraugus. And I have a few cattaraugus knives, and I just think it's cool to have different stuff from manufacturers of the, you know, the traditional folders we like to collect. And this dates to the 60s, 50s, 60s, something like that. This is, hold on. Okay, it is a Harrison Brothers, and this company was a mammoth company in England and Sheffield. Had a very long history. They did a lot of silver work. You can see this is a silver end cap here, and you can see the silver collar. Beautiful stag, and again, it's another carver. This is not worn. This is how these were designed. And this is Queen Victoria, so it would date no earlier than 1910. Probably 1800s on that, though, I would say. This is an American carver, and this is, okay, let me think about it. Hold on. All right, I believe this is a Landers Ferry in Clark. Very large company, started in the 1860s. They were a warehousing hardware type company initially, and then got into cutlery. I think Empire made this knife. The markings on gone, but I have matched this to Empire catalogs to one that looks exactly like it. You have a silver collar there that looks just great. You can see this knife is so old. You can see the separation in the metal from forging. See that right there? It's worn pretty good. It has the Bowie style on it. And, you know, after the Civil War and the Bowie knife, it was so big that style translated into carvers. And that's pretty interesting. Another interesting thing is if you look at this end cap for the handle, it's pewter. And so that's really unusual, but it's typical, you know, American cutlers just not that they couldn't compete, but they didn't waste their time trying to compete with England because the knives were so good, and they would just try to produce a good knife affordably, and that is how they gained a foothold in the cutlery industry. And I think you see that today with the Chinese. So rather than trying to compete with Chinese, I think Americans largely concentrate on the bottom end knives and capitalize on affordability. And that works. That's working. So really cool knife. Tells a story. you know, tells a story. All right. What else we got here? This is got to be my Robertson. I remember. So this is a Robertson carver, and this is genuine gold. And nice scene here. You have a moose, colored green on here, mirror polish, hog, and pheasant, and beautiful stag again. And this knife was produced in Germany for Robertson. It's marked right there. And I believe that who made this was, I have to think about it. I'll put it up there. I can't think about it right now. But just fantastic knife. Okay, Anton Winger. Anton Winger is who made that knife, and when I do a review on it, I'll tell you how I know that. But this is another Bark River. I really like this model. Come out a couple of years ago. It's a classic utility type design. 6-inch blade on this. I think it's, man, I can't remember the steel. CPM 154. One of my favorite steels, and just a beautiful knife. I love this Tiger G10 on here. Look at that. Really cool. Really cool knife. I like the sheath too. Okay. Next. What is this? Oh, this is just a cheap knife. It's Nesmik, right? So I did a history on Nesmik, and I needed a Nesmik knife, and so I bought this. It's just like a Amazon knife. I don't even know if there's a name on this knife. There's not, but yeah, I bought that to have an example of the Nesmik design, which I do have a couple of other knives like that have that design, but I thought that was closest to what a Nesmik design was. It's a little short to be a Nesmik original. This is just a little German companion um, uh, thing. This is plastic. Little 4-inch blade on here. See if I can get that in. Soligen, made in Germany. And then you have an even smaller little caper here. Maybe a boy's hunting kit, maybe. So you have an elk, and then you have a doe. So that's pretty cool. This, I'm pretty sure this is my EKA knife. Yeah. Eskilstuna, Sweden. Wahlberg. So it's not an EKA knife. It's made by Wahlberg. You have clamshell, genuine stag. This is probably elk, because that's what Sweden had a lot of elk. Really beautiful knife, beautifully made. Great craftsmanship on this knife. Okay. Next. I think this is a little German knife. So, a lot like the other one, a little 4-inch hunting knife. Nice, genuine stag on this. And it's made by EC out of Germany. See that right there? Nice little knife. I like that too. Would actually be a good little bird and trout knife, for skinning squirrels, rabbits, and game birds. This is a reproduction knife. So this knife right here is typical of the late 1860 to 1870. A lot of trappers carried these style knives. You have a Mediterranean style blade. You have that Spanish collar on here that's thin, and the bird's head. All kind of Spanish origin. And this is a copy of a knife that was found in the Midwest, and they carried these up until 1890s, these kinds of knives. Ooh, this is just a fantasy knife. A buddy of mine, I did some work for him, cleaning up his knives. He gave me these, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Just fantasy knives, but look at the work on that. Pretty cool. I I think he didn't expect me to choose these. He had a bunch. He's like has hundreds, and he said, "Hey, go ahead, choose which one you want." And so I took these, but I don't think he wanted to get rid of them. These are cool little knives. Um, just plastic with a wolf scene, really cheap, but like I said, they are cool. I kept them. That's why I kept them. They are cool. And then another Harrison and Harrison Brothers in Howson, Sheffield, England. And look at this knife. Look at that genuine stag, silver collar. In the box. Pretty cool. And that concludes drawer number 9. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. And I really appreciate you guys checking out the videos. Thanks again.